how you wish your team was here. What happened and why your team isn't here?
All honesty, I think the main thing is we was burnt out, man. Long season, team dominantly healthy throughout the season. The legs get tired, but also, you got to give hats off to Green Bay, man. They came out with a great game plan, rolling out towards Micah and then running away from me. I feel like, that's what they needed to, get their game started, and they jumped on us fast. And
What
that's
about
how it happened.
adjustments?
Yeah, adjustments, man. Feel like we went in the locker room and, we came out, ready with our adjustments, but still didn't go the way that we planned it to go.
Nah, we was for me, I think we was very disappointed in that loss, because I feel like this was the year, we can get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But I think at the end of the day, they was just more physical than us,
Yep.
and they was able to establish the run and establish the play action pass.
Yeah.
They wasn't really, beating us really one-on-one, but, once you establish the run and you can get, you got everybody in the box and play action pass, they had a great game plan.
Right.
They schemed us up pretty well, so hats off to them.
What's going on, Cowboys Nation? It's your boy DMV back with another one. Really excited this Saturday morning because I'm getting ready to head out to the Glazier Clinics out in Northern Virginia, man. There's a lot of coaches in the area, a lot of high school coaches, a lot of college coaches. So really excited to really expand on my knowledge for the channel, especially with this DC hire that we're about to get. You know what I'm saying? Mike Zimmer, he's been with the Cowboys, defensive backs coach for a long time, defensive coordinator under Bill Parcells' tenure. Had some really good defenses here, some really good defenses in Cincinnati, some really good defenses out in Minnesota when he was a head coach. So really excited about Mike Zimmer coming here because he's going to add some toughness. He's going to add some, I mean, if you technically think about it, he's part of the Bill Parcells tree. So he's going to have a lot of no nonsense when it comes to discipline on this team. So I'm really, really excited about what Mike Zimmer brings. The things that I can tell you off the top of my head that he brings, the safety play. You know what I'm saying? We already have really, really good safeties, but, he does a lot of too high, too safety scheme things. And if you guys remember, I believe that Harrison Smith is one of his best safeties. And Harrison Smith always says that he reverts to the best safety that he's coached of all time is Darren Woodson. So if you remember, Mike Zimmer had Roy Williams looking right. And actually, Roy Williams probably owes his career to Mike Zimmer as a coach. Deion brought him on as a consultant at Jackson State over there. So Deion Sanders has high respect for Zim. Zim is a well-respected person in the league. So, guys, we're getting a really good coach in here. I know that he hasn't coached since 2021. He hasn't been very, very far from the game. And I believe that he can really help this team as far as the things that we're missing. Linebackers, we're going to have to fill holes there. I know that Zim is going to do a very good job of really having some linebackers here. One of the linebacker tandems that I remember here, a strong one, Dat Nguyen and Dexter Coakley. That was probably one of my favorite tandems. And, Mike Zimmer was the defensive coordinator at the time during that tenure. I'm excited about what he can do for Overshown. I was just looking at Overshown tape earlier, and him being a will in his scheme could be something that is just dynamic. I'm excited about what he can do for Dono, because I look at Harrison Smith and I look at Dono and I see a lot of similarities there. So maybe he can bring the best out of Dono. Maybe he can bring the best out of Hooker. You know what I'm saying? Because Hooker wouldn't have to do so much single high stuff, and, he can kind of cut off half of the field, and Hooker's the guy who can drive on the football. We're going to have to build that defensive lineup. I know that that's one thing that Zimmer hangs his hat on, defensive line, edges, guys out there. And from what I understand, we just lost our defensive line coach. So Zim will have his opportunity to put his footprint on the defensive line the way that his scheme is. And I know that he's about big bodies. I know that he's about toughness, not getting moved. Man, I don't know if you guys are excited, but to go back to the clips that we just listened to, a lot of what you're hearing is we got bullied. We had tired legs. We got moved around. We were out schemed. That's really what I heard from it. I know that a lot of people are killing D-Law for what he said, but you got to listen to what he said because Stephon Gilmore really said the same things, except for the tired part. See, you guys hang on to low-hanging fruit. You hear one thing, but you didn't hear him articulate the entire interview and the things that he was saying. If everybody, Micah, D-Law, Gilmore, three of the most respected professionals at their positions in the league, tell you, all three of them told you we was out schemed. The problem was Dan Quinn, guys. The problem was Dan Quinn. You know what I'm saying? Stephon Gilmore did say something that was very, very interesting, though, about, or no, I'm sorry, Brandon Cook said something that was about discipline, and I'll talk about it, but he said that it showed up at in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So guys are gonna have to really hone in on, just being disciplined about the smallest things. You know, and Stephon Gilmore talked about the younger generation and how they're just different today, kind of soft. You know, I take it as some of our young guys need to toughen up. Some of our young guys really need to know what it is to get into their craft. Some of these young guys don't know what it takes to win at a high level, or do this at a high level, or do it consistently. That's what we're hearing. And I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. I've said it often: championship DNA, championship DNA, championship DNA. Now, Stephon Gilmore has said that he wants to come back. I want him back for that very reason, for the things that he said. Because I do think that in year two, with this team in that locker room, I think that he can have more of presence as a leader. That might be what his role is as an older guy. And the thing that I'll say about Zim defenses before I sign off and I go to this coach's clinic, they're not really known for really, really strong corners. You know what I'm saying? And we have that. We have corners that can play. Trayvon Diggs is going to come off an injury. We have Deron Bland. Stephon Gilmore has already said that he wants to come back and team up with those guys. I know he has a torn labrum, but man, we have some pieces in place. All Zim has to really do is shore up that linebacker room, which we can do in free agency and in the draft, and start shoring up that defensive line. I think we can start honing in on those things, and I think we can establish an identity and really. We're not going to be a turnover team. We're not going to pad the stats, but this could be a really solid unit, and I think that that's what we need. But I appreciate you guys for stopping by, man. Let me know what y'all think of the hire, and I'm out. Peace.